Yeah, it's great to be here. My first time being at this Creative Mornings. And yeah, my name's Jeff. I'm the founder of Impact HK, which work with the homeless, and Love 21 Foundation, which works with Down syndrome and autism in sport and nutrition. You know, and the theme of silence it's an interesting one, especially when you work with the homeless and also another community that's also held back, you know, and limited. You know, when I think of silence, I think of people who are silenced. And that's kind of the underlying theme with both of my charities. I like fighting for people. I like standing up for people who are held back and are silenced, right? And when I think of people who are silenced that we work with, you know, I think of cardboard collectors. You know, I think about individuals who every single day are outside collecting cardboard to survive, right? And what's the narrative that's pushed about these people, right? You even see South China Morning Post publishing articles about these individuals claiming that they want to do that, right? They don't want to stay home and relax and watch Netflix. No. They like getting out there, you know, keeping active, take care of themselves. You know, they enjoy that. You know, and the reality is I see these individuals on the streets every day, and they are putting their bodies into rubbish bins all day long. They're living in alleys with rats. They're surrounded in bugs, in spit, in cigarette butts. And that's what they do all day long, every single day, right? In an entire day of work, they make 40 Hong Kong dollars. And people are like, no, she likes that, right? And they push this narrative of judgment, right? Should we judge that person, or should we care for that person? You know, how easy is that question? When I think of silence, I think of asylum seekers in Hong Kong. You know, individuals that came here fleeing danger, came here because they were tricked here, came here looking for a better life. They felt like they had something they were hoping for, right? They came here, and they're stuck here. You know, I come from Canada. I'm allowed to work here. I'm allowed to start charities here, have a family here. I can set goals, what I want to accomplish tomorrow, the next day, the next month. I can do that. That's my life. And these individuals are totally erased. They're not allowed to work here. They're not given enough money to survive here. In fact, they get no money. They get money towards their rent, $1,800 a month. They get $1,200 a month in supermarket vouchers. No cash. A coffin home costs $2,000 a month. They get $1,800 a month, right? If they do volunteering, if they go and try to clean a beach, they can be arrested. They're not allowed to volunteer. You know, they're stuck here. They're stuck here for an average of over 10 years, and 99.4% of the time they're always going to be told that they can't stay anyways. So their life is basically just being erased, like they don't matter. And is that acceptable? Is that something we should just accept? You know, it makes me sick, to be honest. And it's totally unfair, isn't it? You know, when I think of, you know, the silenced people in our society, I think of street cleaners. You know, street cleaners who are working tirelessly every single day to help our city. They work every day. They're very lucky if they get one day off a month. They make well below minimum wage, about $7,000 a month. Most of them are seniors. Many of them are homeless despite having that full-time job. And they're just like amazing people who are really helping us every single day to make our city more livable. And they're eating in rubbish areas. And this is somehow acceptable. You know, it's shocking, isn't it? You know, you think about silence, you think about the Down syndrome community. You know, a community that nobody really knows anything about, right? Our name, Love 21 Foundation, 21 standing for the 21st chromosome, responsible for the genetic disorder. Right? Most people don't know that, but this is a society that's judged and limited by people that know nothing about them. Right? When people see someone with Down syndrome, usually their first thought that comes into their mind is disability. The first thing they think about when they see someone with Down syndrome is, oh, problem, something they cannot do. Imagine if you were looked at and someone looked at you and thought, bad at maths, right? First thing they do is they look at you and they think about something you're bad at, instead of focusing on what you're good at, and then using your love or kindness or opportunity to empower that person. Because we want to live in a society where we're all different. We don't all want to be the same. Why would you want to live in a society where everyone's the same? We need to embrace differences. You know, we need to encourage people. And the Down syndrome community is full of ability. They have the ability to change people. They changed my life. I've been working with them now for about 13 years in Hong Kong, and they're amazing. You know, they bring love out of people. They bring the best out of people. You know, if you're sitting at a table having lunch with someone with our Down syndrome group, it's impossible for you to be an asshole. They're just a really amazing group. They're just amazing. And it's just a really, it's a great ability that they have. But yet again, you know, this group is just not seen. You didn't see anyone with Down syndrome this morning. I'm sure it's quite early, but, and you know, probably yesterday you didn't see someone with Down syndrome, and the day before. And why is that? Right? It's a lack of opportunity, and it's a community that's unfortunately being, you know, silenced, really. You know, and we need to find a way, you know, and what I'm trying to do with Impact HK and also with Love 21 is to bring these communities to the forefront, you know, trying to get these people, get our community, you know, to understand the importance of caring for people. You know, Impact HK is quite a movement. It started, you know, about 5.5 years ago. I went to a park with a friend and just brought in as much food as we could carry for the homeless. We went into the park, we served it. It hit me. It was quite a shocking night, and I had an idea to invite friends to go with me, just one night a month. One night a month, let's go into the park, and that's how it started. After about 4 or 5 months, we had an issue. We had some problems. The problem was we had too many volunteers. We're like, well, that's like 40 people. It's like way too many. You don't need 40 people to go into a park. So let's spread this out a bit, raise our ambition. Let's go from once a month to twice a month. And then again, same problem, went to 4 times and 8 times and then 16. Then soon we're doing it every single day. You know, every single day, and then you do something every day, you get good at it, you learn, you adapt. Now, Impact HK is a registered charity. We serve on the streets about a little over 80 times a month. So we're in 2 or 3 locations every single day. We've had 4,000 volunteers. We serve about 1,500 meals every single week on the streets to the homeless, to street cleaners, to cardboard collectors. And what we do on the streets is just a very different approach. We're very non-invasive. We approach the homeless just because we care. We don't photograph them, we don't interview them, we don't force ourselves on them. Sometimes people make the mistake of thinking when you're feeding someone in pain, you're feeding someone who's homeless, you know, like this individual here, and you're going up and he's starving, and I've got food, and you think, oh, this guy just loves talking to me, just loves everything I'm saying, right? And you kind of make that mistake of forcing them to feel like they're obligated to have a conversation with you to get food. And that's the opposite of what you want to do when you want to earn trust. When you want to earn trust, you want to make sure that they know the only reason I'm here helping you right now is because I care. And then after that, you hope that that results in them coming to our center where we have conversations, we develop friendship, and then we give them an opportunity. You know, we open it up and we let them have an opportunity. We employ them, we house them, and then we give them the opportunity to be involved in a community and a family. Counseling, mentorship every week, sport, art classes every single day. But really it's our family, and that we were out, we had a big dinner with our family like last night, you know, in a Dai Pai Dong, having beer, having a good laugh. And as a charity, we're very young, we're only 2 years old, but we've housed now 93 people off the streets in the last 2 years. In fact, in 2019, we helped, I think it was 1.5 persons off the streets every single week in 2019. So it's been an incredible experience because we really do understand as a charity, you know, how important friendship is. If you can get on a friendship level with someone, you know that that's the best way to get that person up. But how do you create a friendship with a guy like this? You know, a guy in pain, that level of pain. You know, you can't just walk up into a park with Oreo cookies or a banana and say, like, hey, I've got Oreo cookies, do you want to be friends? Right? It doesn't work like that, does it? Right? So what we do as a charity is we're just constantly on the streets, hitting them with repeated kindness, and that does earn trust. And that's why we serve on the streets so much. We're out there every day, and it works, you know. I mean, right now, you know, we're here this morning, and I think about my friend who right now who's in Tai Kok Choi, and he's there, he's in Tai Kok Choi, and he's on a bench. And I know he's there. His name's Keith. I know he's there because he's there every day. That's where he is. He's on this bench. And he's there right now. I'm sure of it. You know, morning, afternoon, evening, and night, he sits on this bench alone. That's his life. That's what he does every single day. You know, and I work a lot with students in schools, and I'll ask students, I'll say, well, what do you think Keith is thinking about all day long? He sits on a bench, and, you know, what's he thinking about? And you'll have many students, you know, they'll instantly they'll put their hands up and they'll try to guess what he's thinking. Like, I know. And you know, well, wait a minute here. Does it make any sense for you to attempt to guess what somebody's thinking? You know, can I look at you and just try to guess what you're thinking? That makes no sense at all. You've never met Keith. So the student's like, oh shit, yeah, they put their hands down. And then you're like, well, you know, well, adults are a lot worse, aren't they? I mean, adults, you know, make the students feel better. You know, adults are a lot worse. When adults think of homelessness, they instantly think of the adjective lazy, right? Homelessness, laziness. You know, so, you know, I know Keith. I've known him for a while now. Yeah, I met him on the Typhoon 10 weekend. You know, and we became friends at that point. And, you know, luckily for me, you know, he speaks English really well because he was a university professor for many years, taught Chinese literature. He's a poet. He's the first homeless person who's ever written me emails. He's a very, very smart guy. Very, very intelligent man. But every day he sits on a bench all day long, the entire day, every single day. You know, and I know what he's thinking about because he's my friend now. You know, we eat together, we go to restaurants together, we play table tennis together. We are friends. And that hurts, you know, 'cause it hurts to see my friend out there. It really does. And we have conversations. And I know what he's thinking about. You know, I know he's thinking about how he has no family in Hong Kong. He's thinking about how his son died in an accident, you know, his 8-year-old boy, which I'm sure, you know, I mean, I have a 9-year-old daughter. You know, if I lost my daughter, I don't think couldn't even imagine how you would deal with that pain. And that's what he does. He thinks about that, and he positions himself in a children's playground to torture himself, to make himself feel as much pain as possible, because he blames himself. And he doesn't want to live anymore. He just wants to die. He sees no reason why he should be alive anymore. He's 72, and he just wants to die. He doesn't want to live, right? And I'm sure when I share that with you, none of you are thinking like, I need to get this guy a job, right? That makes no sense at all. And do you think you could take Keith and put him into an apartment? You think you could just take him and put him into an apartment and say, all right, Keith, you're all good. Go get him, right? That wouldn't work. So when you understand how, you know, housing and jobs do not solve the homeless problem, right? And this is the case again and again and again, you know. What is his greatest need? You can't just take this individual here and put him into an apartment like everything's fine. So, you know, a house isn't going to solve his problem. You know, a job isn't going to. So what does he need most? You know, I work with students, you know, and asking students, you know, what's the best thing that we can give to the homeless? What do they need most? Love. Yeah, it's love, right? And students, you know, at first they give you the typical answers, right? Water, food, house, job, money, right? And then you share one little story like that. One little story, which is, again, there's so many stories like this, and they instantly get that answer of love, right? It's obvious, isn't it? It's his greatest need. We all need love. I need love. You need somebody to love. Everybody needs love. And that's his greatest need. You know, he needs love. He needs connection. He needs friendship. You know, we all need that. We need laughter. We need hope, right? And you know, that's kind of what we try to do. And we've had some pretty incredible stories this year. You know, I mean, unbelievable, really. It's an incredible movement. And really the movement is because as a charity, we're empowered by a huge, huge caring community. We've had about, 4,000, probably pushing 5,000 volunteers. Used to think Hong Kong was a cold city, you know, not a very loving city. You'd hold the door open for someone, they wouldn't say thank you. Shocking, right? You know, but it's actually a really, really love-filled city. It's incredible. Every single night, different locations, we have people coming out, standing up, and standing up for people in need, making it a priority on a Tuesday, Wednesday night in the rain to go out and show love to people in need. And how beautiful is that? You know, it's been an incredible experience, and really, yeah, it's tough to even comprehend how amazing this movement's been. So yeah, I look forward to continuing on this path, and we're going to have a great year next year. Really excited about 2020. We're going into more job creation. We're opening up our first retail shop in January in secondhand clothing and coffee and tea and snacks and a community fridge. And yeah, it's going to be it's our third venue for Impact HK, and with Love 21, we just opened up a 5,000 square foot center. We're now doing about 32 classes per week. with Love 21, and we support 70 families with the Down syndrome and autistic community, and we're really moving forward with that. So it's going to be a good year. And yeah, I look forward, if we can have some, open it up, maybe have some questions. If you guys have any questions about Impact HK or Love 21 or the homeless or anything, really. Yeah, hi.
How do we get involved?
Yeah, it's good. We keep it quite simple in terms of getting involved. So through our website, you have our website calendar. You basically just pick your day. We have an event every single day with Impact HK. And you just basically sign up and go. So we have groups of people in different locations. So what is it? It's Friday today, for example. We have a Fortress Hill walk, right? So you sign up. You basically just go to the Fortress Hill MTR. It's a limited size of the group, so maybe 5 people. You'll meet our volunteer walk leader. So all the food will be there. We always have water, eggs, and bananas, hard-boiled eggs, and then some snacks and other things, depending on the weather. And the volunteers will meet there, and then you'll take a walk, and it's about an hour, and you'll serve on that walk, about 45 people. Yeah, a couple of small homeless communities, street cleaners, some elderly, and that's it. It's quite a simple act, and I think, that's what we want to do. We want to make, volunteering you want to make it convenient, right? We want to if people want to invest their time, we want to make sure that it's meaningful, right? That you're not going with 45 people to serve 8 people, right? Make sure it's meaningful, give you a bit of ownership, give you an opportunity to further up if you want to do more. And yeah, it's kind of, it's been good. Love 21, we look for more, dedicated volunteers, people that are really kind of looking for more of a long-term partnership, because with Love 21, we really value our family. And we don't want people just coming and going, even though that'd be great because you learn about the amazing ability of that community. We do want kind of more of a long-term commitment, and there's lots of opportunities there. Yeah.
Great, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, guys.